Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Them Two. And I am your host, Lady Des. And my other host, I don't even call him a co host because he's not. And who are you, sir?
Oh, thank you for allowing me to come out and play. They call me MJ. So, hi, how are you?
Hey, MJ, how are you?
I'm good. So happy to be a part of the Shenanigan crew.
Really? I hope you be on your best behavior tonight.
Listen, I cannot help but to be on my best behavior. We got a doctor in the house.
Come on now. Come on. Listen, everybody, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in tonight with conversations with them two, the Shenanigans crew, Lady Des and MJ. And we are so super excited to have our girl, our friend. I call her Fab Mission because she's a fabulous woman that is always on a mission. Every time I turn on Facebook, she is doing something, going somewhere, feeding the homeless, you name it, she is doing it. And she is just making waves in the South Florida area. And I want to induce her, and we want to introduce her to the world because she's doing dynamic things. And we honor these type of individuals who's just making a positive impact in our community. So we want to welcome to our platform conversations with them two, the Shenanigan crew, Dr. Fabiola Constant. Yeah,
Thank
mention.
you. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you guys so much for having me. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Fab, and thank you as always for always clearing your schedule and joining us and just for being who you are. One thing Lady Des left out was that you are not just a servant, but you are one of the most humblest women on the move. And
Absolutely.
you stand for so many different causes. So what I want to do, I want to jump right into it. So my first question is, who is Dr. Fab Constant?
First, I'm a woman of God. I'm a mother of five, four on earth, one in heaven. I'm one with an amazing husband, Lieutenant Constant. I'm one that's running one of the most prestigious nonprofit that's helping so many in so many ways. That is me. This is your girl next door, the woman of God that is here to serve.
And that you are. And we're going to jump right into it because the first thing you said was serve. Speaking of service, today happens to be the very first day of early voting.
Correct.
Official.
Official first day of early voting. So
Yes.
that ties into one of the events that we're going to talk about that you are actually putting on. And that is, once again, I've been looked over, but I won't cry this time. She is giving out the presidential award, and she's having a gala honoring various people in the community. Dr. Fab, tell us about that.
Oh my God. We have been so blessed to be able to be one of the authorized organization by the White House to be able to issue out the President Lifetime Achievement Award. And our board has selected quite a few amazing, phenomenal men and women that will be receiving this award on October 26th. We are so thrilled to have them because they have made so much of an impact in the community, such as Commissioner Maxwell Chambers. He is one of them. Ali, state rep for Pembroke Pines. Commissioner Katrina West Park, just to name a few. That is just some of the officials we have. However, we have some leaders like Joanne from Radical Partners with Miami Foundation, like Anik with Speak Foundation. We also have our business owners that are doing amazing things with the community, like Chantrell. She owns several daycare in the Miami Gardens area, and you know that's home. You know,
Absolutely.
we have Rosemary, who's an advocate for cancer. She provides transportation. She provides services. Again, these individuals that has been selected by the board are all tied in with October being bereaved month, cancer survivors, and domestic violence. So these presidential nominees, honorees, tied in helping those three major causes. And overall, there are servant leaders also as well.
Now, you've tied in, like you said, domestic violence and cancer awareness. You are also involved in all of those. So tell us a little bit. You know what? Before we go there, tell us. I want to talk about the Lou Foundation
I'm
because I know
glad you
that is
said
so dear to your heart, and it's one a story that keeps on giving. So tell us a little bit about that.
that.
Wait, MJ, before she goes to Lou Foundation, let me just put in a plug here. Chantrell, who owns multiple daycares in the
Little
Miami
Stars
Gardens
Academy.
area, let me tell you, that's where Cheyenne and Shayasia has been going since 3 months. She
So she's
she
got got
practically
the Shy Twins.
the Shy Twins have been attending her school. So shout out to program director Chantrell has done a phenomenal job. Her and her staff. So I
Correct.
think it's Star Kids Academy, if I'm not mistaken.
Little
Uh,
Star Academy.
what is it?
Little Stars
Little
Academy.
Star Academy. So if y'all looking for a great daycare and you're in the Miami Gardens area, that's the place. That's the place. Yeah, because they practically raised those twins
Correct. With
Now,
love, which we
with
how did
stand
you
love.
get?
with love.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, with love, and they instill the word of God in them.
Correct.
So that within itself is an honor because you have little children, and I can be a witness to the little bishop who goes around, and also to LaShaisha who always goes around, and she's always talking about praying and doing the right thing and
Little
don't say
Stars
this.
Academy.
Exactly, and
Absolutely.
there was an incident where some kids had got into an altercation, and one of the Shy Twins walked up and said, "You know what? You need to stop. That ain't godly. That ain't godlike."
You
So
remember that, MJ?
of course I do. Of course, of course. And when it's an organization that makes an impact like that on kids and starting them at such a young age, they're
Absolutely.
four now, so they were actually three when it actually happened. So for them to be three and have that
Expanding.
already instilled in them, that says a whole lot about the academy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And these are these unsung heroes that are in our community. They're not on radio, they're not on TV. You
And they
you
could
probably
care
would
less for
miss them
that. They
because you
just
rarely
worried
hear
about the
about them.
earth. Yeah.
Right. So, it's great that Dr. Fabiola is honoring people such as Chantrell and so many others that are making an impact in the community because people don't know that is the perfect age to start training and teaching children. If they can learn everything else, why not the word of God? Why not knowing how to pray? Why not knowing who you are with the affirmations? And they got all of that from Little Star Academy.
Academy. Yep. Yep.
That is
And they
definitely
and it's not just her, it's the entire team. They go above and beyond. So it's not just
Absolutely.
about whether or not if you paying $2 for daycare, they giving you more than the $2 that you're paying for. Like they really, really, really give it their best all the
Mhm.
time. You know,
Absolutely.
But when you think
Absolutely.
about it, Fab, you really can't put a price on what it is that they're teaching because they are instilling something in those kids that's going to
priceless
last a lifetime. There's no
time.
price tag
Priceless.
you can ever put on that.
Priceless. Correct. Correct.
So
Correct. And
speaking of
like you said,
priceless, let's go back to the Lou Foundation. Priceless organization.
well, at the Lou Foundation, our commitment to joy is unwavering. We stand with grieving mothers and family, not just as counselors, and as educators, but also as fellow travelers on a path to healing, resilience, and joy. Together, we find strength, we embrace joy, even in the face of profound loss. And that's me. That's where I stand for, because I'm a mother who not just only have lost a child, but I had three miscarriages. So I know what that looks like. I know what that feels like. But like I always tell everybody, with God by my side, holding my hand, navigating these storms, I was able to persevere all of that and still be able to be a successful person, to still be an, a good wife, a good mother.
Right.
So I was able to do all of those things.
Yeah, because like you said, the things that you went through are things that a lot of women go through, and I want to say, kudos to you and applause because you have given an outlet, a safe space for them to come and have a discussion about, the postpartums and the situations that go on with losing kids at young ages. So, that is something that can't be taken lightly,
At
especially
all.
when you wear it on your shoulder. This is my story, and you have no quorums, letting people in. And then not only that, the organization does so much more than just that.
Right. Because a lot of time people are like, "Oh, you just go to therapy." No, it's beyond that. Because yes, I love therapy. I'm still in therapy. I always encourage that. And also, making sure you have a strong, belief system in God and whatever your faith is, make sure that it's strong to carry you through. But that support system is also another element that is needed on your healing journey. That's why sometimes most people don't survive these type of situations, because you
Hmm.
need all these particular elements in order for you to thrive. You need
Right.
it. And we
Right.
provide that. At Lou Foundation, we give you that resource. Our facility provide that safe haven for you. We do support group. We have mental health therapists that comes in. We have one-on-one section. We have workshop. We have seminars. We have special events. We have Daddy and Me and Mommy and Me. Shameless
Right.
plug. Our Mommy and Me brunch is coming next month, November 25th, in the beautiful city of Opelika. Commissioner Boss is sponsoring it for us because she believes in the mission.
And it's a mission that is very personal to you, but it's one that you, like I said, you share with people who have went through or are dealing with the situation, and don't know which way to turn, because you've been one who's walked in those shoes. A lot of times people start organizations because they have some type of affiliation, but not one as close and personal as it
No.
is for you. So, you know, that was why I started with that first. So now let's jump into um, domestic violence month. Lady Des is wearing purple wherever she may be, but domestic
Yeah.
violence month. You also deal with that, and along with coaching and trying to walk women through. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's the main reason of all white affair, is because not only that a lot of our B moms, which is short for bereaved mom, experience child loss, pregnancy loss, miscarriages, stillbirth, problem with IVFs and so forth, but they also experience cancer. They also experience domestic violence. So therefore, guess what? God had to equip me to be able to navigate them, to deal with all those things also as well. That's like the main reason of this October event. It's to find hope. It's to bring hope. It's to rekindle the joy.
So how
In
did
addition,
go ahead?
yeah, in addition to that, what we do with the October event, especially for them, because we know they have persevered so much, that we also give out, besides just the award and the trophy and the certificate, we also give each honorees for the October awareness a micro grant.
Okay, can you explain the micro grant? Because there may be some that are out there listening, like, what in the world is a micro grant?
We give them a check. Like you guys will see it like all over our social media. We've been sharing like in the past. Because Will from Crick Print, shameless plug, but he's been my ride or die from day one. Ever since my son transitioned in 2017, he's the only company that has printed out our check. And it's significant because the dates on the check match, my son's birthday, my son transitional day, my, like all those dates stand for something, and there are on the check that is given out every year since 2017. We've been giving out these checks to every honorees for October for domestic violence, cancer, or bereaved mom. And those honorees are selected by our peers. It is not someone that I selected on my team. This is communication that goes out prior to the event. We let the community know, hey, we're going to be honoring such and such. who do you feel in your community feel deserving to receive that award? Not knowing is a micro grant attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
But they just
Wow.
submit that, hey, this person went through cancer, they battled blah, 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 blah. This is their story. And they submit all these information, and we get to know so much about so many people within our community. Because even after the event, we still have a connection with all those submission that was submitted for us to assist. Just because you was not selected doesn't mean that you're not going to get assistance by us, because we have your information. We believe in serving the people.
You know what? That's so awesome because October, like we've been saying, is awareness for domestic violence, breast cancer, and SIDS, which is sudden infant death. And I'm just so glad that you, Fab, is bringing this out and bringing awareness, especially in domestic violence, because there are so many that suffer silently. And to my surprise, I've been working in the court system for a few months. And I am so surprised how many men have been dealing with domestic violence silently. And they're showing up in court, they're pleading cases for these women, but they're getting battered. Have you experienced men coming to you?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
And that was the main reason why when we started doing the presidential award this year, it was originally just for our female audience. And Councilwoman Ecuador said, Fab, why? Why Jess? And I said, you know what? You are absolutely right. It's the same thing when I started The Mummy and Me. The Daddy and Me didn't start till a year later. Because again, we just zoom in on one thing. But then the
Right.
minute that we realize, hey, it's more to it than just what we're thinking. So we expanded from the Mommy and Me to the Daddy and Me brunch. Just like with the presidential, it's not just female, it's male and female.
Absolutely. That's
All right.
awesome.
So I'm going to do a reset. For those of you all that are just tuning in, it's the Conversations with Them Two. I'm MJ. That is.
Lady Des.
And we are talking to the one and only Dr. Fab Constance, who happens to be one of South Florida's community activists who is on the move. Des likes to call her Fab on a mission because she is always doing something community oriented. And speaking of community oriented, if you happen to be in the South Florida area on this Saturday between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m., Fab is putting on the Presidential Award Gala Edition, which is taking place in Miami Gardens. So tickets are still available. I'm going to let her give that information shortly. But
Tickets are
tickets may
not
be
available.
available. Tickets
we
may be available. If
That's the
not,
good news I had for
But
you.
that's
We
a
are
good thing.
sold
wait, hold on,
out.
hold on. If not, it might be standing door only, not room, but standing door only. All right, Fab,
God
go
is
ahead and
so
take it away.
amazing. God is so amazing. We are like sold out. Sold out.
Wow.
God is,
Awesome.
when I say God don't play about us, God don't play about us. The whole entire team, before getting on to here, we just had a board meeting. We went over our numbers. The last minute tickets was coming in. The last minute tables was being purchased. We are sold out. There's like Fab, in order for us to, because we know you're very particular about certain things. So
Right.
yes, we have to shut it down because we already exceeded the number that we wanted to be at. So that number has already been exceeded. So yeah, we're closed out.
Well,
That's
Still waiting on
congratulations
awesome.
me
to
to actually
you.
put close out, but yeah, we're sold out.
And listen,
Congratulations.
MJ and Fab, we want to say hello to Mr. Glenn Payne that's watching. He said, amazing. I admire Dr. Fab so much. And we also have Miss Sarah Van, all the way from Detroit, Michigan, that's watching. So hello, hello. Thank you all so much. That's all I can see, unless you're seeing something else, MJ, but that's all I can see right now in my comments.
Yeah, that's what I see right now. So, Sarah Van, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Glenn Payne, who is also someone we'll be talking to real soon, that's doing something really, really big coming up next year. So,
Absolutely.
we're planning to rise up. We'll keep you informed about that. But Dr. Fab is always in the community doing things. Fab, are you a 501c?
Yes.
Okay, so how can people who may be watching that are led to help out, how can they do that?
On our website.
Okay. Tell us.
Yeah, we have a donation link there, www.loufoundationinc.org. Everything is there, even our upcoming events, if you want to be a part of, even the upcoming feeding for Christmas, December 25th, is on our website. If you want to volunteer, there's a volunteer link. Everything is there, and any additional question, always feel free to email us. The team is always there to respond to you for whatever needs or question you have or concern, they'll be addressed.
So you mentioned Christmas. We're gonna jump into that because I know. I want to say last year you were also doing like a bicycle giveaway for the kids, and you
That was
you
a
were
friend of
just
mine.
you were everywhere from North Bay
Everywhere.
to South Miami.
Florida City.
Exactly, on the move, on the move. How do you do it? How do you do it?
One word, God.
That's it.
I know sometimes when I say that, people want a big explanation. There's no big explanation. It's only one word, God. Because he give
I
me the strength.
understand.
He give me the strength. He give me the provision. He give me the vision. He give me the resources. And he brings me the help that I need in order for it to get done. I can't do this alone. I can't do this by myself. I need a team. That's why he makes sure that I have a strong, solid team to be behind me, be by my side, and be with me to execute everything that we need done. That's why I was like, yeah, the team said we got off the me and sold out. To God be the
Wow.
glory.
To
To
God
God
be
be
the
Absolutely.
the
glory.
glory.
And MJ, remember the last time we interviewed Fab, Sophia was telling us that she actually makes time. She makes time for each and every one of her friends, her children, her husband,
Individually.
individually.
Yep. Don't forget my mentees. I just had one that turned 16 the other day, and I had to be there for my friend Sam, which is also one of the honorees, presidential honorees. She's the owner of cars. Anything injury, slip and fall, car accident, reach out to Sam. She got you covered. She lives all the way in West Palm. I had to be at her birthday party. My mentee was in Hialeah. I had to be at her sweet 16. So I made sure I was there for both of them. I really love giving my time to people that, that means so much to me, and people that I'm around and I'm helping. And all my mentees, they know, they call me Auntie Fab. I'm not really their auntie, but they call me Auntie Fab because of the love. And I'm there for them 100% of the way. And speaking of mentees, two of my youngpreneurs is also performing live Saturday. Jay Ruby and Ray is going to be performing live. Not to mention
Awesome.
Butterfly. Y'all know my
Okay.
girl Butterfly gonna be in the building.
Okay, okay, that's
Yes.
what's up. That's what's up. Well, I'm going to say, unfortunately, I will be in the Atlanta area on Saturday, so I
Woo!
will not be able to join. I love presidential galas, especially um, when
Next year
you're
for sure.
honoring people in the community. But as always, if you need Lady Des and I, we are definitely just a phone call away for causes like this, especially when you do so much for people in need.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
Thank
we're about our community. We're about bringing awareness to our community, and that's why it's such an honor to have you here. Because we have so many people that are in our community that's dealing with domestic violence, that's suffering from breast cancer, and they have lost hope, and they don't know what way to turn. No matter how many organizations you have out there for breast cancer, there are still some that say, "Hey, Des, do you know where I can go to do X, Y, and Z? Do you know how to get in contact with, someone that can help with this?" So they're all constantly coming. And then SIDS, you have those mothers that have lost their infants, miscarriages, and they're just losing hope.
correct.
They don't know what way to turn. And what I wanted to ask you, you have several mentees. You're all over the place. You're giving your time to those in need. What is your why? Why are you doing this?
A lot of time people would say, "Oh, my why is this and that," right? My why is I've never, like I always tell God, never allow me to lose my smile, but I never want to see a mom feel the way that I felt when I wanted to commit suicide. I never want to see a mom feel like how I felt when I wanted to just give up on the world. My why is I've never want to see someone experience the horror that I experienced when I lost my child. Not to even mention after losing him, I had 3 miscarriages because I was trying to replace him until God
Wow.
said, Fab, he is not replaceable. But mentally, I was not there. I was not there. I was trying to find something. I thought that would heal me. I thought that would make me feel better.
Fab, since I know you, and I want you, if you would, you shared a story with us when you were first experiencing that loss, that pain.
Yeah,
If you would, if you don't mind,
that's fine.
because there is some young lady that is experiencing this pain. Can you walk us back through that day and to the day of breakthrough?
That day was undescribable. Um, when it happened, it was at a family gathering. It was 4th of July. That's my mom's birthday. So to make matters worse, it was my mom's birthday. To make matters worse, I had just given birth to my 5th child, Yazir, who was only a month and a half old.
Mm,
So when we had Joe DiMaggio, I'm just fast forwarding a little bit when we actually got the news that he actually transitioned. And between the hospital and my home, I snapped. Snap meaning that I totally forgot what happened. So when I got home, it was as if nothing happened. Now my mom and Natalie, which is my cousin, was at my house. They didn't know how to break the news because then at that time they realized like what's going on? She really don't know. Like she's acting like nothing happened. So they was playing it off. When my husband got home, my husband was like, "No, you guys need to tell her." He was the one that broke it to me. So I experienced that situation twice. I had to relive it again. And that's why I said in regards to the suicide, because at that time I grabbed my keys, drove out, trying to just kill myself. And I just me being honest. It has nothing to do whether or not if I believe in God or not. That's why my faith is so strong because I know if it was not for him, I would not be here. I know if it was not for God, I would not be the woman that I am today. I know if it was not for God, I would not be able to do the things that I'm doing. I know if it was not for God, I would not be able to be as strong as I am. I know if it was not for God, I would not be able to have the smile that I constantly always have on my face. I know if it was not for God, everything that I asked him for, he would not give me. I know it's for God. God gave me the strength. What woman do you know after losing their child is unable to buy their 1 month old clothes, but would still go to Burlington as the crazy woman that they used to call me and cry, but never gave up? Every day I kept going to the door, could not make it to the child's second because I was crying. But again, I did not give up. I continue. They kept calling me the crazy woman. So finally, I was able to buy one outfit. I made it to the register. They clapped. They didn't say nothing. They just clapped when I walked out the door because every single time people used to laugh at me. Every single time they used to call me the crazy woman. But one thing I did not do was give up. And that's why I am here for you. That's why my team is here for you. Because if I can do it, you can do it. I'm no better than you. My source is the Lord above. It's God. Everything I need, everything I can ever imagine, he gives me. And all I have to do is continue to have faith in him and allow him to lead. That I do every day. Lord, have your way. Your will, not mine.
what would you say to a young lady that is having the experience of a loss, who feels alone and doesn't feel like she has anywhere that she can turn? What would you tell her?
A lot of time it's not even about what you say. Sometimes it's what you don't say. And that's where a lot of us go wrong. We be quick to trying to say stuff, but then we end up saying the wrong thing. And a lot of us bereaved mom, we'll tend to listen to someone that experienced it than someone else that has not. Rather not if it's your sister, your brother. If they didn't experience that, 9 out of 10, they're not going to listen to you. That's why a lot of time I get a lot of people on the back end that reach out to me. Hey, Fab, this just happened. Can you call such and such? I know they're going to listen to you because they know you experienced that. They're not going to listen to me. And majority of the time, I either guide them or I step in and do that. But I always tell them, majority of the time, it's not what you say, it's what you don't say. Sometimes they just need that person to just be there and still and silent, but just knowing that the comfort that you're there next to me, it's enough, it's sufficient.
And
And
you
a
know
lot of
what? I
times
think
people forget to continue to text and call. Just because they don't respond doesn't mean that they're not looking and they're not listening. Your ongoing text messages and your voicemail help us a lot. I was so grateful for my team that constantly text me, regardless when I reply back or not. Some of them I didn't reply back for months, but they constantly call me once a week and text me.
And you know what? I think a lot of people don't know how to deal with individuals that are in that grieving state, right? They feel that they always have to say something or do something, or or they just don't know what to do. They don't know what to say, and a lot of times when they do speak, they're saying the wrong thing. So I'm glad that you brought that out. That sometimes it's not what you say, it's what you don't say.
Correct. It's just your presence alone. Just like you know how we have the God presence alone right here next to us and it comfort us. That's it.
Because, like you said, sometimes all it takes is for the person that's going through that hurt, that pain, is just to know that there is someone there. And I think
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to get you to pull out, was that your organization is there. So why don't you tell the audience how they or anyone who's going through can become not just a part of your organization, but can contact your organization.
Yeah, they can connect with you.
Yes, all social media platform, Lou Foundation Inc. We just recently launched our YouTube, and that was my first time doing a little mini commercial. They call it Fab. That was a little commercial. I said, okay, I got skills. So we just launched it on YouTube and also our TikTok. So we're on pretty much all social media outlet under the same name, Lou Foundation Inc. But for those bereaved mom, no matter what stages you are, meaning that sometimes some of them are very private, sometimes some of them are not able to like speak or express their situation, that's okay. We welcome you at any stage. We also have a private Facebook group, which is Lou Foundation Inc. B Moms with a S. Just submit, and then they'll go ahead and let you in the group. And we have like prayers every day. That's 24 hours. It's That's where our real community is at, is in that private group, because everything that goes there stays there because of privacy. So it's that safe haven that you have, and you always going to be the first one to know what's happening, what's going on, and what we're doing, because that group is so like it's so special to me. That's where I was able to like express myself. They was the first person to know about the crazy woman that Burlington called me. There was the first person to know when I was able to finally buy one outfit for Yazir after several attempts going into the store, crying and yelling, coming in and out the store and not being able to purchase nothing. But I was like, no, God, I just need to be able to buy one, because I know if I can buy one, guess what, Lord? I know I'm going to have the strength to go ahead and buy him a whole outfit, shoes and everything. So I'm going to continue to try, and I know you're going to give me the strength that I need. I don't care if I cry, because I always tell people too, I don't just pray like for just this and that. I pray for God to allow me to feel everything, because I'm human. I need to feel these emotions. That's why I tell them it's okay not to be okay. Just don't get stuck. As long as you don't get stuck, you're good. But allow yourself
Absolutely.
to feel those different emotions and then release them. That's how you get through a proper healing process. And my therapist will tell
Absolutely.
you that, like, be like,
Absolutely.
ah,
And that's a great word. Don't get stuck, because MJ and I, we've had this conversation several times about just being stuck. And when you get stuck, you either die in that place, or or you're just drained. You're exhausted. It's nothing that you can do. So don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Go ahead, MJ. I think you were finna say something.
No, I was going to say, Dr. Fab, with you having as many things going on as you do, two-part question. One, what's next? And then two, give us a recap of all the events that you have coming up so that, the community, those that are watching, those that are close, can try to come out and support.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And I forgot to mention Dr. Jay Hudson will be at the event, with today being the official day for voting. He would
Yes,
be there getting people to register to vote. We believe in that because we feel that our community are not showing up enough when it comes to voting. A lot of
Absolutely.
people, this year, I'm not sure if you guys are noticed, even in my stories, I put the schedule up. I put a poll up saying, "Are you voting?" Because I want to
Absolutely.
be able to be a part of making sure my community are well informed. What are you voting for? Who are you voting for, and why? Do you know what's going on within your community? Things that you need to be aware of. In regards to me, what we have going on, Saturday is our primary focus. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that my team and I was able to accomplish this sold out event for Saturday. We are looking forward to having you guys. And again, if you are not registered to vote, come out. Regardless of the event is sold out, Dr. J want to see you. Come out. If you need any information in regards to voting, for now, come out. Dr. J got you covered. Just come out for that. If you don't do anything else, just come out for that. November, like I mentioned, we have our Mummy and Me brunch with the city of Opalaka. Commissioner Boss is our sponsor. We are grateful. We also have our semi-annually vision board December 8th in the city of West Park, and is also being sponsored. The venue sponsor is Henny Time, which is Sabrina. So we are grateful to her. She's been hosting us every semi-annual for our vision board. She's been hosting us at her location. Again, when I say God is good, God is good. God makes sure he connects all the dots. As long as we continue to do the work, he provides. He gives us all that we need. And like I said, I continue to my best of trying to stay obedient. I continue to just allow him to lead and not trying to be the Virgo that I am and trying to take control and be like, okay, Lord, you got this. My bad, my bad. But that's pretty much it. And then, of course, we close out with our quarterly feeding, quarter four, for our homeless distribution, which is, we call it the Love Brunch. And this one is always the biggest one because we actually give we do it on Christmas morning. Channel 7 covered it a couple times with us being out there. We give everybody gift. It's not just a toy drive. We give them hot meals. I know you guys done seen the food. You got like, ooh, that's some good food. Yeah, so we give them hot meal, hygiene product. We also have like personal hygiene for the women. We also have clothes, shoes, other items that we give out. But most importantly, we do a special table for the kids with all toys. We do a table for the men with all gifts, with like gift bag like you would have under your tree. We do the same thing for the women. So we treat it just like it says, a love brunch, a Christmas love brunch.
That's beautiful.
We do everything with love. That's what my heaven son stands for. Lou, love others unconditionally.
Come on now. And give them your website again so they can connect and follow all of these events that you're having.
Yeah, everything is on our website, which is www.loufoundationinc.org. The email is info@loufoundationinc.org. All social media platform, Lou Foundation Inc., Facebook, you name it, Instagram, TikTok, we on YouTube. Check out that commercial that I just did on YouTube. Let me know
I
what
got
you
to check
think. We
it out.
also we also giving out a freebie. So if you check it out, there's a freebie that you can download. So check it out.
most definitely. And this Saturday, it's sold out, but if you need information on how to vote, where to vote, then definitely join Dr. Fab Constance Presidential Award Gala Edition. That's happening from 5 to 9 in the city of Miami Gardens, 16305 Northwest 48th Avenue. Like she said, Dr. J. Hud will be there. They are looking to sign people up to vote. And I'm going to tell you, we don't care who you vote for. However, you
We just
have a
need you to
voice,
vote.
and we need you to come out and vote because if you don't make a choice, somebody will make a choice for you, and then we don't need you complaining.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And any
Absolutely.
question you have, Dr. J will be there to answer any question you have. Yeah.
Most
And let's go back to
definitely.
the presidential. The host this year is the beautiful.
Oh.
Who is she, MJ?
Alexis Frazier from
From
Channel
Channel 10,
10.
Alexis Frazier. She is traffic and also a reporter.
Listen, everybody
Um,
loves Alexis Frazier.
yeah,
Yes, the
Alexa, she is
beautiful.
definitely that girl.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
yes. Don't
Awesome, awesome.
miss it.
So listen, in our chat, we have Shawana Williams who just joined. Hello. Sophia, hey. Sophia Linton. She says, so proud of you, Fab. We have Jasmine Glover. Jasmine Glover is on. Lawanda will be Lawanda.
What up,
Hello, sis.
Lawanda?
How are you? Jasmine also said, my girl is strong. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Listen,
So,
listen, to go through days and days of going inside of a store until you're able to pick up what it is that you need for your young child after losing a child shows nothing but strength. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted you to share that, because there's somebody else that's going through that, that's trying to go inside of the bedroom where there's a crib, and can't quite make it through the threshold.
Mm,
So I needed you to share that because people need to see that the more you go,
absolutely.
gotta
there is strength there. You
Yeah,
can make it.
yeah. Even if you're crying, allow yourself to feel that. It's okay. It's okay to cry. I don't know why people feel like when you're crying, you no, it's okay. Cry, yell, scream, do it all. It's part of you
Absolutely.
releasing. Because once you release it, it's going to give you that little extra strength to move you forward. Baby steps still move you what? Forward.
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 Absolutely.
Doesn't have
Absolutely.
to be a
The
big step.
key is don't get stuck.
Stuck.
That's
Yes.
it.
So, Dr. Fab, your time may not be someone else's time. Because sometimes they gauge it off of, well, how long did it take you? It may not take another person that amount of time. The only thing is just don't get stuck.
Don't get
Don't
stuck.
get stuck.
Continue. Continue. Like I
Absolutely.
told everybody, I can't never tell you that your time is going to be my time, because I've also shared that one thing that God allowed me was to go through all emotion in a short period of time, and able to get through each step in a short period of time and still build my strength.
Because he has
Where
something for you to do.
correct, I had an assignment. I had an
Absolutely.
assignment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Autumn Denise, how are you? I didn't want to miss you. Thank you so much. She said crying is a release. Jasmine said you have to go through the motions. Yes. Lawanda will be Lawanda said we are not supposed to bury our children. Wow. Yes, yes, yes. She came a long way. And I could tell, because Fab, when I first met you and you were just all smiling and telling the story, I'm like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
How are you so happy? And you're telling this story, and I was just, listen, I was bemused.
Well, there's it happened a little differently for me because the first time I met Fab, I was actually the one presenting her with the presidential award. And then right after, I was co-hosting with Ty. Ty pulled me to the side and said, "What do you think of her smile?" I was like, "Listen, beautiful smile." And she said, "Let me tell you exactly what she's been through." And she broke it
Exactly.
Absolutely.
down for me in a matter of minutes. And I'm like, "Wow, all of
Listen,
that."
Ty was not backing down until we met Fab. You remember?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
He was like,
That's
guys, I got to
Fab.
hear her story.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still haven't. I still even that day you gave a briefing, but I think with all the shuffle and everything that was going on, I didn't really hone into what you actually endured and how you came through that
Yeah.
until you came into the station and we had this whole sit down conversation live on the air. And
Yep.
once the show was over, I'm like, wait a minute, how did you do all of this?
And then
How
y'all
did
had a
you make
show
it through
after the
it?
show.
We had a show after the show talk about how I balance
Absolutely.
everything. And you're like, how do you balance it? Hmm.
I was just shocked. I was so amazed at your strength, at your resilience, at your endurance. because so many people snap and don't come back. So, it had to be God that was
Yeah.
with you, that carried you through
Through.
every emotion so you can get to where you are right now. Because there's so many women, so many men that are going through the loss of a child. When you look at those parents of Sandy Hooks, oh my gosh, you know, you sent your child to school and they never came back home. Just instances like that. I could understand if they were sick or something happened, but
Well,
instantly,
not even with them being sick, there's a loss is a loss, and like we said, it's not gonna hurt any less. The fact is that you've lost a part of you,
Love you.
and
absolutely, absolutely,
you cannot get
Get it back.
stuck
Yeah.
with the pain. You can't get stuck with the agony. There is definitely light on the other side of the tunnel. So here's an opportunity to reset. Listen, you're watching the conversations with them too. It's Lady Des and yours truly, MJ, and we're talking to the CEO, founder, the chairman of the Lou Foundation Inc.org, none other than Dr. Fab, who has a fantastic story. Listen, I know the book is coming out, but we're going to talk about that too.
You sound like Constable. She's
yes,
like, I'm waiting on the memoir, Fab. I said, okay, it's coming.
That book is definitely coming.
absolutely. I mean, your story is just so inspiring, and MJ, you wound it all up, because that's what I was getting at. It's so good to have somebody such as Fab, you know, that have the strength to be able to guide these parents through, those who are suffering with domestic violence, to guide them
Them.
through, because everybody needs somebody.
Correct.
And I'm grateful for the Lou Foundation. I'm so glad that you all are here to help, And listen, one thing we didn't mention, MJ, she take these ladies on trips. She take these parents on trips, paid
Don't be
trips.
saying, don't be telling them all the stuff. Don't be telling them all the
Okay,
stuff.
Yeah,
And the
I'm
let
kids
like,
them
too.
what?
And the
let
kids
them
too.
become
We
a
all
part
went to
of the
LA.
let them become a part of the
Let's
organization and
go
find
become
out
a
about some of the
part of it.
Okay,
perks.
okay. I was just listen, y'all. She was one when I found out about Lou's Foundation and everything that Fabiola, Dr. Fabiola, Constant, does in our community. I was just so amazed with her tenacity, and her go get.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you be on your grind.
And always with a smile. That's the fantastic part. She's always got a smile on her face,
God
regardless.
promise
Absolutely.
kept. God promise kept. That was one of the things I asked him when I was crying, when my heart was broken. I said, no matter what, Lord, allow me to feel everything I need to feel to release, but never let me lose my smile. Allow me to go through all emotion, Lord, but never let me lose my smile. Allow me to go through everything so I know I can be relatable to these moms or these dads that you need me to help. Because I too had to help my husband, believe it or not. Because the only person he was able to let, he would listen to was our pastor that used to come to counsel us when it happened. But he would not go to therapy, individual therapy, group therapy at all. We
Wow.
Fab,
went.
Fab, I'm not gonna let you do that because that's gonna start a whole nother conversation.
No,
We're
no,
gonna be
no,
on
no, no.
for
He
a whole
allowed
nother
me to do
hour.
it though. I was going somewhere with that. As I went through therapy, I was able to teach him everything that I was learning, and we did
Right.
it together. And
And,
that's
and-
this is why we're all strong together. We was able to do it. And my point was, it's also with other parents that go through it, that's married or live in or whatever the situation is. Allow each individual to go through it at their own time, at their own
Yes,
pace, because we all are
absolutely.
different. The way
right.
you deal is not the way that he will deal. But just
But
be patient and allow it to happen.
the reason why I said I was going to stop you is because what happens is that a lot of times we as a community we just focus on
The mom,
the
The
mom
woman.
and her
the mom.
loss. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
focus on the
two.
moms and their loss, and when we start dealing with men and their loss, that's a whole nother beast within itself, which sometimes leads to the domestic violence. So it takes you down this whole big
Rabbit
rabbit
hole.
hole all over again. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And you know what,
that's a
MJ, not only domestic violence, but separation, divorce. It leads down to so many
Great
things
divorce.
yeah,
Yeah.
because all the focus goes to the mom. And what we don't understand as a community, that men have feelings too. And you know, we're so pro black men. And I push for our men a lot of times because they're easily forgotten. They're easily lost in the shuffle. But we have to remember that our men have feelings too. Our men, they hurt too. Our men need encouragement too. Just as the women go through their emotional state,
Mhm.
men are the same way. They're just
that's
probably
true.
not as vocal as
Yeah.
we
No,
are.
Yeah.
and we won't be as vocal. And like I said, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
hour show.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm like so glad God allowed him to let our pastor come during those times to
Absolutely.
to give us the therapy that we need, to counsel us, to give us that support. He gave us so much of his time one on one, coming to our home for months to
Yeah.
make
Yes.
sure we was
Yes.
okay. So that's why a lot of time when people say, "How did your marriage survive? How did your marriage survive?" Again, one word: God.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
it goes back even with the domestic violence, MJ. What I was saying is that, you know, a lot of times we focus on women. You know, a
mhm.
lot of times the women, they are so enraged that they beat up the man. They're hitting on their husbands and whatever else goes on behind those closed doors because they don't have that outlet. They don't have that outlet. So I am so grateful for you, Dr. Fab. MJ, you were going to say something as a
No, you know that's a whole nother part of suffering in silence
And
because
silent.
you know when for a man to go through he's already experiencing the loss as well, and
Yep.
then you're trying to comfort your woman and she is combative, angry, and beating on you. That yeah, that
Yeah.
that, that
Yeah,
takes you
and you
500
know,
different
sometimes
ways.
you don't believe it until you actually see it. You know,
Right.
you hear about it, and just because I'm sitting in there and I'm listening to these cases, it's like wow,
Yeah.
wow. And you know, the judicial system, a lot of times they take the side of the woman,
The
but
women. Hmm.
let me tell you, it's some stuff that be happening.
And here's a
Just go
Here's
ahead.
a comment from one of the men that's watching right now. I hold a lot of stuff in, insecure that I wouldn't be understood, and I
Hmm.
don't want to be judged. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
that's
that's
it in
something
a
that we hear
nutshell.
That's
quite
the thing.
often, MJ,
Hmm.
is that, you know, the insecurity of men feeling like they're going to be judged or not understood.
Right.
And they're not the only ones. You know, whoever's feeling like that, you're not the only one. There's so
No.
many other men that are feeling the same way. And that is why it's so good the Lou Foundation is giving an opportunity for men to express
Right.
exactly how they feel without judgment.
Without
Without
you.
judgment.
Yep.
That was a nice plug, Des. I like the way you did that. All
Please
about the
Yeah,
new
connect.
so I
the
mean,
new foundation
you
inc.org.
all need to connect because there's
Yes.
so many people suffering in silence, and
Silence.
you don't have to. This
Yeah.
is definitely one organization that you can trust that is equipped to bring assistance to whatever area you need.
Yeah.
And,
The
and I'm
Daddy
gonna
in Me is
I'm
the best one that I love. Sorry, MJ. That's why when God opened my eyes after I did the Mommy and Me and realized, hey, I'm leaving my husband out. Then we created a program to accommodate him and the Daddy and Me. Is because it was a disconnect. The program is to build that reconnect with your child, that bonding. So a lot of the games that we play with the Daddy and Me is to basically is like listening skill, communication skill, teamwork, bonding, that experience. A lot of time, the dad is not really present because the dad is working or something like that, right? So when you come to those particular special events, it create that long lasting memory with your dad. So the daddy is
Absolutely.
very dear to us.
Absolutely. We have Glenn Payne. He says it causes a mental breakdown and embracement for the man. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sounds like another Rise Up Legacy honoree. Absolutely. Listen,
Got my
I,
recommendation for
I
next year.
nominate MJ. Do you second that?
I second that nomination.
She's
Yes.
always in
Please,
court.
please, Glenn, please, because she is so well deserving. Another unsung hero. The world needs to know what Dr. Fab is doing
And
selflessly.
and let me just say, if you're experiencing the loss of a child, you may not be experiencing the loss of a child. You may be going through some type of depression. You may be going through a situation where you might be facing homelessness. Let me just tell you, the Lou Foundation does many, many things. So whatever it is that you're battling with, I'm going to be the first to say that if Dr. Fab can't help you, you cannot be helped. First and foremost. So if you're going through something, if she doesn't have the resource, I know personally that she will bend over backwards to find what it is that you need. I know this for a fact. So if you need something and don't know where to turn, reach out to Dr. Fab. And if she can't help you, then you can't be helped. But I guarantee you she can help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just like you said, MJ, if she can't, she's going to find the resources that can.
If she can't
Absolutely.
help you, then there is no help. But Dr. Fab will find a way to help
Absolutely.
you.
There's
Absolutely.
a will, there's
Absolutely.
a way. Like my Lord say, there's a will, there's a way.
So Sophia
Absolutely.
said, I agree with you, MJ. Jasmine Glover, yes, she don't miss. Rhonda, hey, Rhonda Sheffield, you're doing a wonderful job. She is. Felicia Brown, how are you? She said, blessings, everyone. So thank you all so much for tuning in with conversations with them too. Fab, I see you are well loved, and we just thank you for your selflessness and all that you do in our community. MJ, before she does lasting words.
Fab, thank you. Thank your husband and thank your kids, because if it wasn't for them allowing you to be who they allow you to be in the community would be lacking. Um,
Absolutely.
you are
Absolutely.
definitely a phenomenal asset to the community. I appreciate you, and I told you before, if there's ever anything I can do on my platform to help you, call me. I'm
We
there.
in. We in. And look, Marcus said, I always catch y'all at the right time. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Marcus. We appreciate it. TNZ, baby.
That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Photography. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fab, last words?
Thank you guys so much for supporting us over the years. Thank you guys so much for the ongoing love, support. Even if it's as simple as sharing our flyers, we appreciate that. A lot of time people feel like, well, I'm only able to share the flyer. That's fine. That's a lot because now you allow us to tap into your network. We greatly appreciate any and everything that you do on behalf of the Lou Foundation. We thank you, and we cannot wait to see you guys Saturday.
And with that being said, it's going down in Miami Gardens from 5 to 9. It's the presidential gala edition hosted by none other than Dr. Fab, with none other than the Channel 10 traffic and reporter, Miss Frazier herself. And listen, once again, early voting has just started. So if you
Yes.
need information on how to vote, where to vote, any of that, Dr. J. Hud will also be with Dr. Fab on Saturday. Stop by. Tell them you saw it on Facebook with the conversations with them too. Say
Mhm.
hello to Fab, get a hug, and reach out and become a part of the organization, because there are many, many people that are going through things like bereavement and domestic violence. And your shoulder, your kind words can be something to help that person get over the hump. So, with that being said, I say thank you once again, Dr. Fab. Des, thank you for
Thank
hanging
you.
out. And as always, Des, you got last words?
No, that was it. I did mine already, MJ. Thank you.
You got it. All right, family. Well, as always, thank you for watching Conversations with Them Two. I'm MJ. She is
Lady Des.
with our very special guest, Dr. Fab Constance from the Lou Foundation Inc.org. Check it out. Follow them on social media. Help out if you can. And until next week, love, love, and more love. Peace.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.